So where exactly is the pain now?
Right, yeah.
About in there somewhere?
Yeah.
Can you bend forward as far as you can, please?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Put your hands on your back and bend backwards. Alright, and straight. And now bend to the left.
Yeah.
Okay, stop. Alright, stay there. Just come a little closer towards me, please. Alright, I'm just going to give you a little squeeze very gently.
Yeah.
You tell me what effect that has on the pain.
Pain's going up.
Eh?
Yeah, pain's plateaued.
Just relax, I'm just going to be very gentle.
Yeah.
Breathe normally. Breathe normally. Try not to hold your breath. How much pain?
It's bearable stuff.
There you go.
Yeah, okay.
What's happening to the pain?
Pain's still there. Pain hasn't subsided.
What's happening now?
Less pain.
Less?
Mm-hmm.
Is it in the same place?
Yep.
Still on the left? Hasn't changed.
Yep, I can feel it lower down now, much lower down.
Okay, now stop there. Stop right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we've got to take you across here again.
Yeah.
Bring your hips towards me again. Let your hips come to no, your hips, not your feet.
Okay.
Your hips.
Yep.
Pull it back. Does that hurt?
A little bit.
Now bend backwards. Bend back. Bend back. Bend back. Bend back.
Yeah.
Bend back. And come back again. Again. Right back. Further. 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 And straight. And again. Right back. Further. Bend in the back. Not the legs, the back.
Yeah.
Okay. Pain?
Yeah, pain.
Where? Point.
Yeah.
Alright, and is that on the left still?
Yep.
Alright, keep the knee straight.
Okay.
And bend backwards. Bend back. And straight. And again. That's good, and stop. Now stand nice and tall. Nice and tall. Stay there. Relax. Alright. What pain can you feel there right at the moment?
Just a dull pain on that in that area.
Slightly left side?
Slightly left and slightly high.
Okay, now go down, put your hands in a press up position.
Right.
Okay, and keep your hips on the floor and push the top half up in the air. Right, push, 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 and down. And again, push up again. You must not do this push up unless you've done the correction of the side shift first, and you're doing it. Can you see how I'm holding off centre?
Yes.
Yeah, push up. Push a little higher. How much pain with that?
No, that's okay.
Okay, down. And again. And down. And again. And down. And again. Straighten your arms. Straighten. There. Now let your belly sag. Straighten your arms. Lock them tight. Pain?
A little bit.
On the left or on the middle?
Left.
Left, and go down. Still always there.
Yeah.
Right. Now I'm going to hold you down. Now push up. Breathe. Don't breathe in. Just breathe. Push and push with your hands. Pain?
No.
Higher. And you go down. And again. And down. And again. And go down. Rest up on your elbows.
That must be really manipulating that.
Yeah. That's good. Stay there. That's good. How much pain with that?
No pain. I could
Right. Well, this is how you self-correct. Okay.
Right.
Because you leave here, you get in that car, you'll get out here as quick as a dog's hind leg again.
Yeah.
All right. So you get out of the car, do the best you can, get inside, try and go through this routine I'm going to teach you, because the shift will come back very, very easily.
Right.
But now that we've corrected it once,
yeah.
All right, it should be relatively easy for you to do.
Okay.
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 And if you just keep on doing it all tonight, and you go through this routine, you keep pushing on here like that.
Yeah.
And if that's hitting the wall,
yeah.
all right, bring your feet out further.
Oh, okay.
All right. Now put this foot out too. All right. Put the shoulder on there. Now push it. All right. Okay. Because that's what you're trying to get that correction there.
Yeah.
Now when you're in there like that, all right. Now try and go backwards from there. That'll hurt. Does that hurt you? Yeah. Go back further. Try and get more backward bending here. Okay?
Yeah. I think that's one of it.
Alright, now stop. Okay. Yeah. Now to come away from the wall, alright, you don't flick yourself like that because you just go straight out again.
Yeah.
Alright, to get out from the wall, you put that on the wall like this,
yeah.
and you push away, just maintaining the correction. Got the idea? Step that foot into the wall. Now step away like that. Now turn round and come and lie face down on the bed again. Try and hold yourself as best you can, because it's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. It's popping out.
Brace these as much as you can. Alright?
Okay, that helps.
Alright, now lie face down.
Switch this phone off.
Yeah. You give me that. Now, you have to shift your hips away from the side of pain. So there's pain's on the left, move your feet over this way, yeah, like that. And now you rest up on your elbows, and now let this part relax. Alright? Mm-hmm. All the time you're trying to correct that shift and restore your backward bending.
Okay. So doing the opposite of
Yes.
what might have caused it.
Yes, indeed. Well, too.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Okay, now try that push-up. Go down. And again. And down. And again. And down. Okay, rest up on your elbows once more. Now let's see if you can get off the bed, trying to maintain that curve in your back, and your hips off centre like this, correcting the shift. Okay. Let's see how well you can do. Push with your hands, keep the hollow in your belly. Yeah, that's very good. Brace your belly. Yeah, you've got it. Well done. Head up. Yes. All right. Now come around to the same place again. That's not quite as bad as last time. Alright. Yeah, see how you go. Because you're going to have to do this as soon as you get home. going.
Getting there.
Whatever you do, don't hold your breath. We have people faint sometimes when they do that. It changes your blood pressure.
Right.
Yeah, think you've got it? Yeah, well done. Now, is that
When I go away from you, should I be lying down and then
lying face down with your hips off centre is the best?
face down?
I would say lying on your back. If you roll up a towel to put on your back to keep the hollow in your back.
Oh, okay.
So those are the two best positions. Or lying on the painful side.
Okay.
Alright, that would probably be the best. So, but that's the best way to lie down.
Okay.
Turn around, let's have a look at you. The other way. Alright, put your feet apart now. Alright, and take your hips to the right. Slide your hips so you're correcting the shift. And bring your shoulders to the left. But don't be, yeah, that's it, good, that's perfect. Now put your hands on your back. Right, so keep that position and now bend backwards as far as you can go. Further back, further back, further back, further back, further back, further back, further back. Yeah, very good, and straight. Alright, now come and walk out here a little bit.
That's it?
Yep, just brace yourself and keep it locked. That's it. And just go for a little walk. Let's see what it feels like. Okay, come back again.
I feel like I have a bit more control in that area.
Yeah, yeah. It's certainly vastly improved.
Yes, definitely.
Alright, just turn around again, so just have a look at it. Now, feet apart. Now take your hips to the right and your shoulders to the left. Yeah, that's very good. Further, further, further. Does that hurt you?
No, that's okay.
No?
Little.
That's what you've got to retain, your ability to do that.
Alright.
Right?
Okay.
And now put your hands on your back and bend backwards. Once you've got your side gliding part sorted out, then you do the extension, but only after you've got the correction of the side gliding part.
Okay.
Alright? That's good. Okay. Okay, tell me exactly what pain you're getting today.
A little bit of pain higher up.
Yes.
I think that may be where the disc is coming out actually.
Yeah.
A little bit down here.
Yes.
But I think that's probably from all the bending backwards.
Okay, take your hips to the side to correct the way that you're doing it, to correct the shift. Go further, further, further. What happens if you get over there?
Yep. A little bit of pain.
Over there.
Yep.
Now go the other way to see how vulnerable it is. Is it? Yeah. Now go back again. Okay, we won't push it too hard. Come back and put your hands on your back and bend backwards. Go straight backwards as far as you can go. Right. And straight. Can you bend forward?
Yep. But there.
No, you feel pretty vulnerable still.
Still
Okay.
vulnerable.
It's still only one day. It's fine.
Yep.
Yeah. Do the push-up, please. Down. Just going to put this on you.
Keep the hips down.
No, it's just the hips don't have to be. There's no shift there today, so you don't have to have your hips off centre.
Right.
That's only when you're clearly off centre, but when you're not, it doesn't matter. Oops. Now push up. Right. And down. When you can get your arms straight, you can go.
Really?
Get on, there you go, keep going.
Is that the
But they should be flexed. They should be bending there.
I'm 58.
Yeah. Okay. And the reason why I can't flex
It's
it,
still blocked a bit,
blocked.
but it's now shifted into the middle, you know. It's near enough to it anyway. Down. Put your hands just a little bit higher. Try Try that. Down. What pain can you... Okay, so what pain have you actually got today?
Okay, day 3.
Yes.
Very little pain actually. It's only if I extend beyond a comfortable range of motion. There's a general tenderness over because of the flexion exercises, but that's not the same back pain.
Okay, take your hips to the right and your shoulders to the left. Right over, further, 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 further. And if I push on that, does it cause any pain at all?
A little bit in here.
Right, now go the other way.
Yeah.
Take the hips the other way. Does it cause any pain? Not really?
Not really.
Go this way again. Still a wee bit there, isn't it?
A wee bit lower
Right.
down.
Now put your hands on your back and bend back as far as you can go. Yeah, that's good and straight. Any pain with that?
No pain with that.
Now, alright, now bend forward. Now stop, come back again. This time, I want you to curl from the top, like this.
Okay.
And you can run your hands down your legs, don't take any weight on them, but just see how far you can go.
Okay.
Right way you go.
Really good.
Yeah. How much pain?
There is a bit of pain here.
Can you go further?
Yes.
How far can you go?
Go. Well, there.
That's it?
Yeah.
And up you come. Alright, come and lie on your back with your head up this end. If I lift your leg like this, does that cause any pain?
Not yet, no.
Where's that hurting?
Well, actually, the heavies.
Does it hurt the back at all?
Just margin a little bit on that side.
On the other side?
Yeah, a little bit.
Relax.
Yep.
A little bit again on that side.
Yeah, again on that side.
Now, bend your knees. Here and here. Now bend your knees onto your chest. Both knees. Put your hands around here. Now gently pull them onto your chest. Pain? And let go. Back to here. Alright, repeat that 10 times. And back again. Again. Don't hold your breath, just breathe normally as you go through the process. What's happening?
Go a little bit further every time.
Any pain?
Just at the extreme end of it.
Just at the extreme end of it.
Yeah. That's when I know when to stop.
Okay. Alright. Now stand up. Over here. Alright, now bend forward. And up. Okay. Take your hips to the left and your shoulders to the right. No, the other way.
Oh.
Sorry, yes, my apologies, I did it wrong. Yeah, well, take your hips to the right, shoulders to the left. Further, further, further. Any pain? Still a bit there.
Still a bit there.
Okay, I want you now to lie face down on the bed and do the push-ups, please.
Okay.
You have to do those knees to chest before your push-ups.
Right.
Always finish with the push-ups.
Okay.
You must always check to make sure that the shift has not come back
Right.
after doing the knees to chest.
Okay.
But that's it, where you go. Any pain with that at all?
No.
And down. And again.
This range of motion is more than yesterday.
Yes, it is. And down. Let me hold you down. Now push up. Any pain with that?
No.
And down. Again. And down.
You did this yesterday.
No, you couldn't. Again. And down. And again. But you do the knees to chest first, followed by the push-ups.
Okay.
First thing in the morning, tomorrow morning, you do not do the knees to chest. You only do the push-ups.
Only push-ups.
Alright, okay, so the first 2 hours of the day, no forward bending.
Right.
Sit up facing this way. Face this way here. Okay, sit back. Okay. One of the things that you're probably not aware of is that when you sit badly, your spine is forward bent. Alright, so you must sit
Like that.
like this.
Okay.
Okay? Slouch. Go on. Does it hurt?
Yeah, it's not good.
And what happens if I do this to you?
Yeah, no.
You hate that, huh?
Yeah, I hate
And
that.
you sit up the way I want you to sit. And what's it like?
Better.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, virtually no pain when you get the hollow strong.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay?
Is that because they all lock in?
That's right.
They come with you.
Alright, so it's very, very important you maintain that and learn that habit when you're sitting down.
Yeah.
Okay? The next few days it's critical that you don't sit in any other way. So soft chairs are out and all that sort of thing.
Okay.
Alright?
Muscles will tend to tire though, won't they?
Yes, but you'll get used to it.
Yeah.
It's a training exercise.
Okay.
Okay, Lawrence, this is day 8.
Okay.
What pain are you still getting?
Standing like this, virtually no pain. The only pain that I get is when I try and bend over, bend forwards like this.
Yeah, how far can you bend forward when you do that?
Alright, I'll try and demonstrate that.
Go down, right down as far as you can go. Head down between the knees type of thing. Does that hurt you?
Okay, starting to pick up a bit of pain now.
Yes.
And then sort of like there's my limit.
Okay, and normally you can go down to hands on floor?
I can touch my toes normally,
Right.
but
Since I experienced these problems in August, I haven't been doing stretching, so I've lost quite a bit.
Okay, put your hands on your back and bend back as far as you can go. Very good, and straight. Now I want you to take your hips to the right and your shoulders to the left. Further, 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 go as far as you can go. And is there any pain when I push on that?
No, that's fine.
Now go the other way. Any pain when I push on that?
No, that's fine.
Alright, so that is not a problem anymore.
No, it's not a problem.
And when you bend backwards, is there any pain? Put your hands on your back and bend back, right back, further, further, further. Any pain there?
Just a little bit
In the middle.
yeah, just sort of in the sacrum,
Right.
sacroiliac sort of area.
Okay.
Yeah.
And turn around facing this way. Right now, all of you. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And now just bend forward as far as you can go, please.
Okay.
Okay, and up.
And it does feel, the pain is transmitting into, it feels like it's in the muscle.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now I want you to turn around facing the wall again.
Yeah.
And I want you to repeat bending forwards 10 times.
Okay.
Pushing a little further each time.
Okay.
Head down between your knees. Tuck your head in. Right down. Here. Yeah, that's it. Good. And up. Repeat that 10 times, please. And I want you to tell me what's happening to that pain that you're feeling on the left-hand side as you go down.
Okay. Pain is still there.
Keep going. But I want to know if it's getting worse and worse,
Okay.
better and better, or staying about the same.
that one stayed at the same.
Okay.
Stayed the same.
Keep going.
Staying the same, if not a little bit worse.
Okay, stop.
Okay.
Okay, any pain coming back from that movement? Now put your hands on your back and bend backwards as far as you can go, and tell me if that is any different from before you did the forward bending.
No different from that.
No worse?
No, no worse.
Okay, no different, no increase in pain, hands by your side.
Yeah.
Take your hips to the side. No problem with that?
No problem.
Okay, and stop. So bending forward has not caused the obstruction to return?
No.
Okay.
No, it hasn't.
Now what you have to do is to do 5 of those push-ups,
Right.
10 of these,
Right.
followed by 10 push-ups.
Okay.
Alright, in that order.
Right.
So you make sure it's all in place, if you like.
Yep.
Stretch out the tight structure.
Right.
Then make sure it's all back in place again.
Okay.
Understand that?
Yep.
And if you and you do that, but you don't do this first thing in the morning.
Yes.
Alright, you only do the push-ups first thing in the morning.
Yep.
Okay. Sit up on the bed.
Sit up or lie down?
Sit up. Now, I noticed in the waiting room, your sitting posture was not good.
Okay. Right.
I want you to learn to keep this hollow in your back when you sit.
Yeah.
How much of the day do you sit?
I sit and stand quite frequently.
Right. When you sit down, you sit like this or you don't slouch. You must not slouch.
Yeah.
You are quite vulnerable for the next, I don't know, a week or two
Okay.
to recurrence.
Right.
I strongly suspect that it won't come back because you're doing your exercise. How often have you been doing those push-ups and side glides?
Push-ups in the morning and then when I come home at night again.
Not enough. I want you to do
Yeah.
the sequence.
Yeah.
First thing in the morning, you just do the push-ups.
Yeah.
2 hours later, you'll go through the stretch.
Okay.
5 push-ups, 10 these,
Right.
then 10 push-ups again.
Okay.
If it is not possible for you to do the push-up because of where you are working,
Yeah.
you will do standing extension instead, 10. 5, then 10 of those, then
Yeah.
10 of these.
Right.
Okay?
Right. Okay.
Preferably do the push-ups.
Okay.
But every 2 hours.
Right. Okay.
How long does it actually take you to do that sequence?
Okay.
2 minutes?
Yeah, not long at all.
Right. This is not a big ask.
Yeah.
It's a memory thing. You have to get into the habit.
Yeah.
And also always this.
Okay.
Always that.
Yeah.
Alright? Learn, this is a completely new habit.
Right. Okay.
Alright? Sitting like this, as you were doing in the waiting room with your hands on your knees.
Yeah.
Alright? That's a habit.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Okay.
Learn, what you're trying to do is to try and minimize the possibility of future episodes.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Gotcha.
And so the only way that we know how to put you in control of these things is actually change some of your behaviours.
Mhm.
And changing your behaviour is really hard to do. And in a sense, we can't do it. You have to do it.
What's my standing posture like?
It's fine.
Normally, is a
It's fine.
yeah.
It's your sitting posture that is actually far more of an issue.
Okay.
Standing posture is not an issue.
Right.
You doing your martial arts and what have you is not an issue. The
Okay.
fact that you hurt yourself doing the step or the high kick things that you're doing,
Yeah.
that was only the precipitating incident. It is probably not the cause. The
Mhm.
cause is what went before.
Right. Right.
You know, too much forward bending, lots of slouching, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That set the stage for a particular movement that provoked the onset.
Fine.
Okay, so those are the things that we have to change in order to
Yeah.
change the future.
Okay.
All right.
Right.
I will check you in a week.
Mhm.
Probably Monday, actually, Monday or Tuesday,
Okay.
with the purpose of it should be able to stretch that out completely so that it no longer hurts
Yeah.
in the next several days.
Okay.
But if it's not, then I need to know about that.
Right.
All right. If you start to get sore again, it starts to get worse, you stop doing these
Yep.
until I see you again.
Okay.
All right. Or even necessary, come back earlier if you have to.
Right.
All right. But the important thing is that so long as it's not getting worse doing that,
Yep.
it will probably get better.
Right.
I don't expect it to get worse, otherwise I wouldn't get you to do it.
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
But I can be wrong.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but just quietly work at it and,
Mhm.
and gradually stretch out that tight structure.
So that pain that I experience, I can try and push through that a little bit.
Yes.
Or tap off.
That's okay. It should. No, don't push through it.
Yeah.
Repeat it and just challenge it and push the envelope a little bit, but don't go at it very hard.
Yeah.
It should slowly over several days, just with small numbers of repetitions done quite regularly.
Right.
That's a far better approach for the healing structure to be moved.
Okay.
All right, and we'll check you then.
All right. So do it more often.
Fantastic.
Okay.
go, do it again. Sit. Okay. Perfect. There you go. Once more. Perfect. There you go. Down. Okay, good. Alright, keep going. That's great. Hello Lawrence, thank you very much for coming in.
Oh, it's a pleasure, Mark.
And,
anything I can do to help?
I just want to do a review of how things have been going since we saw you back. Last time was in February, in mid-February of 2008.
That's right.
And the first time we saw you was in 2007 in December.
Yep.
Now, when we saw you in February 2008, for the last time you have been having sessions in the gym with one of my colleagues, and he's been taking you through a program to increase endurance and address imbalances between flexion extension endurance and lateral flexion endurance.
Yep.
What I would like to know is, since we last saw you in February, which is now 7 months,
Yep.
I would like you to give us an update as to the reoccurrences or any occurrences of any back pain or redevelopment of that shift
Yep.
that have occurred in the meantime. So can you give us a rundown on that, please?
Sure, Mark. The exercises that Matt devised for me I find extremely useful. They were centered around strengthening my core and correcting those imbalances.
Yes.
And I did those exercises religiously. I was building up towards a fairly major karate tournament in July, so I used those exercises as part of my strength and conditioning regimen to get me ready for that. And I did have a few niggles along the way, which I'll tell you about, but on the whole, together with those exercises and my training, I think that put me in a lot stronger position than I would have been. I had a few niggles in that I did have the disc slip a couple of times. One that I can definitely remember what caused it, and one was during the course of my training. But what I did is I overdid the stretching early in the morning. Now, obviously I've learned since then that the discs are quite big and spongy first thing in the morning.
Yes.
And I try to do some, is it flexion?
Yes.
Flexion, stretching.
Forward bending.
Forward bending.
Yes.
And that basically squeezed it because I was putting a bit of resistance in.
All right.
Going down.
Stretching, you're trying to stretch your hamstrings to get your flexibility back.
Yeah, that's right.
And that produced the pain?
And that produced the pain, and I could feel the disc sort of squeeze out to the left side.
Yeah. So the pain was on the left?
Pain was on the left.
And your trunk shift was to which side? Away from that pain? Away
from that pain, yeah.
Okay, so tell me what you did to deal with that at that time.
Well, immediately the first thing I did was I lay down with my hips off centre.
Which way? Away from the pain or towards the pain?
My hips were.
You want to show me?
Yeah, I've just got to remember.
Pain is on the left.
Pain is on the left, so the hips were. Did I move them towards? I think I moved them towards.
You should be taking your hips away from the side of pain.
Yeah.
So when you lie face down,
Yeah.
you take your hips to the left. Beg your pardon, to the right. If the pain
the
is
right.
on the
Yeah,
left,
yeah.
take your hips to the right.
Yeah, that's correct. Yep.
Is that what you did?
Yep, that's what I did.
Okay.
Anyway, it felt good.
Yes.
Yeah, and I basically arched backwards like that, and then I stood up on the wall and put my right shoulder against the wall.
Yes.
And put my left hand on my
Right.
left hip and pushed my right hip up against the wall. And I did that, and I continued to do that throughout the day. And over the course of the next 48 hours, the pain started to go away, and I could stand up.
Well, it wasn't as
straight.
severe as when we saw you in December.
No, definitely not as severe.
So it was quite a mild by comparison.
Yeah,
Quite
by
mild, yes.
comparison, yep.
Okay, carry on. Yes.
Yep. And basically using those techniques, I was able to manage it.
Yes.
I didn't feel like I needed to come back in because
You knew what to do.
I felt like I knew what to do.
Right.
And basically after 3 days, it was fine for me to go back into light training, and then I just stepped it up again.
Right. And you had a second recurrence?
Second recurrence.
So the first recurrence would have been what, April,
Yeah,
May?
April, May, yep.
Yeah, and then the second recurrence would have been June?
About June, yeah.
Okay.
In
Was
June.
that as bad as the
No.
first recurrence? So, okay.
No.
So that was also a relatively minor episode.
Yep,
And you treated that in the same way?
same fashion.
And it was successful?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And within 2 to 3 days you were
Back in
building back up to
back
your
in
training?
training, yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
okay. And both your martial arts training, but also the actual core strengthening and those things that Matt showed you to do.
Yep.
Correct. Okay, good.
Yeah.
And the competition was in July. So tell me what's happened since then. From what I understand, is that you had an injury to your calf,
Yeah.
like a calf strain
Yeah.
at the tournament. So, so how was your back in all of this? I mean, did you have any problems with your lumbar spine at all during this whole process?
No, not at all. You know, my back was probably the least of my worries. I went, before that I thought that was going to be my biggest problem, but 2 weeks prior to leaving I strained my calf. Basically it's overexerting.
Yes.
And it was my calf that caused more problems than my back.
Yes.
My back was actually fine.
Right.
No niggles, no problems.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you've, since July, since returning from the competition, you have been not doing as much of the core things. You've been doing something. You still been doing some of that?
I've been doing a bit of that.
Yes.
Probably once or twice a week.
Right.
As part of a warm-up.
Yes.
But not
intensively like you were doing it before.
Yeah, nowhere near as intense as I was doing before.
What in your mind made you decide to shift your emphasis? I mean, you from doing intense core strengthening work prior to the competition, but afterwards you decided not to. What was the reason for change?
It's definitely the motivation of competing and wanting to be
technically perfect rather than strength and power.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So
you've been concentrating on technique rather
than strength and conditioning.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And that's been satisfactory.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. All right. That sounds very good. Now, so there are several lessons to learn from this, isn't there? One is that forward bending with stretch with overpressure in the morning places you at risk. There's an important lesson there.
Yep.
So in the morning you should maybe do the push-ups and do other things, but not loaded flexion.
Yep.
That would be an important thing.
Yep.
And the sitting posture, of course, remains an important thing forever.
Yep.
And it's very important for you to continue along that line.
Yep.
Okay. So overall, that's a pretty good result. So there are a couple of things that I think that are really important for you to also take away from this, and this would be that should you get recurrences similar to what you've experienced this year, little ones like that, and you can test to see, and if there's the same pain and the same deformity, then it's almost certainly going to respond to the same therapy, which is your own self-treatment procedure.
Yep.
If you get a block that you are unable to correct, right, you go off centre but you find you can't do it yourself, then we might need to see you to help with that.
Yep.
If you get a pain that radiates down the leg, or so it's a different pain or an extension of the pain in some way, if it's the same shift, you should attempt to correct it, but if it's not working quickly, then we need to see you. Okay. Certainly if you get any symptoms in the groin or the testicles or anything of that sort, or anything in that area, then we want to see you right away.
Right.
Okay. If you get a completely different pain, then it's probably best that we actually see you, because it may be actually something different.
Okay.
All right. So that's just we have people have different patients have different experiences, you know, and so it's important that other things are possible beside this particular event, this type of event.
Sure.
If you get a shift in the opposite direction, I need to see that. Right.
Okay.
If you get, for example, instead of getting a right shift, you get a left shift.
Right.
Then I need to see that. Okay. All right.
What would that mean?
There are a number of possibilities.
Yeah.
That's why I need to see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It may be that there's the same disc with a different disturbance,
right,
or it's a different disc.
Okay.
That's assuming, of course, we're right about the discs, you know. That's the theory, but I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah. I mean, it's a logical.
It is logical
theory, and it goes with the way I feel.
But there's part of this process we're asking you to help us with.
Yeah.
Is that we need to look at that.
Okay.
All right. Do you mind if we have a look at your range of motion and see what you look at? You can take off your shirt.
Okay.
Okay. All right, I want you to place your hands on your back and bend backwards as far as you possibly can. Further back, further back, further, 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 and straight. Now turn sideways to me. Yeah, and just put your hands in front of you like that, and now bend backwards, throwing your hips forward, and I want to see the amount of flexion. All right. Let's try that once more. I want you to just bend backwards from here, put your, right, as far as you can go, as far as you can go, further, right. It's not the most flexible spine in the world, but it's not too bad. Any pain at all there, or just strain? Strain. Okay, bend forward as far as you can go, touch your toes. Head down between your knees, keep your knees straight, head down between your knees.
That's it.
Alright. And up, good. Now turn around facing the wall again, please.
Yeah.
And do the same again.
Backwards?
No, we've done that already. Then forward.
Forward.
Yeah. Head down between your knees. Head down between your knees.
Yeah.
And up. Okay, now take your hips to the side this way. And take your hips to the other side the other way. Okay, and this way again. Try to push on it. Does it cause any bother?
No.
And this way. Does it cause any bother?
No.
No, it's straight. Okay, I want you to bend backwards as far as you can go. Right back. And turn to the left. Does that cause any bother?
No.
And to the other side, does that cause any bother?
No.
No bother with that?
No.
Okay, and straight. Very good. Alright, thank you very much.